Yo, what's good guys, welcome back to another video. Excuse my voice because I'm a bit congested. I've been a bit sick recently, so in this video though we'll be speaking about the Premier League Game Week 16 matches, and we got some great ones, so let's get started. Now we have Arsenal versus Everton. This game should be a very good one, so let's get started with Arsenal. They have been pretty decent. Recent form has been a bit on and off, to be fair. So last game we did draw 1-1 to Fulham, and we were really missing some creativity. We have been playing not the best football this season as well. On to Everton, they have been doing not too bad. Their last game got postponed versus Liverpool due to flooding, but that game before that they actually beat Wolves 4-0. Probably the most Everton has scored all season. Now they're pretty good defensively once they really get it going. Now my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Arsenal. Now we have Wolves versus Ipswich Town. Now this game should be quite tight, so let's get started with Wolves. They have been struggling bad this season. Throughout the whole season their form has been awful. They lost their last game 2-1 to West Ham. That game was labeled El Sakiko. It was Gary O'Neill versus Lopetegui, and well, Gary O'Neill is very close to getting sacked, so they really need to get a result here, honestly. Now on to Ipswich. They have been doing not too bad, but they have been struggling at the same time. They are sat at 18th place at the moment. The last game they played, they lost 2-1 to Bournemouth. Hutchinson is a baller for them, very talented player, but my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Ipswich. Now Newcastle versus Leicester. This should be a very good game. Let's get started with Newcastle. They have been decent this season. Their form recently has not been good at all. Last game they played Brentford and they lost 4-2. Isak is literally the main man in that team. He scored an absolute banger against Brentford. Lots of people think Eddie Howe could be getting sacked, but in my opinion I don't think there's any way that he gets sacked despite the results. Onto Leicester, they have been not the best this season, but ever since Ruben van Nistelrooy came in, they have been getting better results and their form has been on the up as well. They played Brighton last game and they put up a fight. They drew that game 2-2, which is a decent result. Vardy once again continues to score in the Premier League. It's just inevitable. He just scores every time he's in this league. Now my prediction is going to be a 1-1 draw. Now we have Liverpool versus Fulham. This should be a pretty decent game. Let's get started with Liverpool. They are looking incredible this season under Slot. Their last game got postponed against Everton due to flooding in the new Everton ground. Now this game is going to be a good one. This Liverpool team seems so calm and controlled overall. Like, we got Van Dijk and Salah performing at their best. Once again, Slot has really done well this season so far. Really, with this team coming in his first season, and he's already top of the league in both Champions League and Premier League. It's incredible. Now on to Fulham. They've been pretty good this season, to be fair. Their performances recently have been pretty good as well. They played Arsenal in their last game, and I gotta be honest, they had us struggling to create chances. They were very solid defensively in that mid block, and Robinson is great both attacking wise and defensively, a very good fullback. But my prediction is going to be a 4-1 win for Liverpool. Moving on to Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa. This is going to be a very good one, so let's get started with Nottingham Forest. They've surprised us all this season. The team came out of nowhere being this good. Last game they actually beat United 3-2. Chris Wood, the club's top scorer, bagged another goal, and they're currently in 5th place, which is pretty crazy. We saw them struggling a bit last season. Now they're in the top 5. Crazy stuff. Onto Aston Villa. They have been not too bad recently. The form has been getting better. Last game they played Southampton and they won 1-0. Now John Duran is a man that keeps scoring. Whether he starts or gets subbed in, he just scores. And Emery is finding a way to get wins again in these games. And Martinez is obviously back from his injury as well. Now my prediction It's going to be a 2-1 win for Forest. And we have Brighton versus Crystal Palace. This should be a pretty decent game. Let's get started with Brighton. They have been quite good this season. They are currently in 7th place, although the form recently has been not too good. Last game they drew 2-2 to Leicester. Mitoma still performing quite well since returning from his injury, and I'm a big fan of how Brighton play football overall. A very good team, and they play just such nice football. It's great to watch. Onto Crystal Palace. It has been a rough season for them so far. Their form has been on the rise though. Like last game they drew 2-2 against Man City. And was pretty impressive against the champions. Now Mateta has found his scoring boots once again, and I believe Crystal Palace will turn things around very soon. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Brighton. Moving on to Man City versus Manchester United, the biggest game of the week. Now let's get started with Man City. They have been quite decent this season, but I think for their standards it has probably not been too good. Form wise, it has been a struggle for them. Last game they played Palace and they drew 2-2. and Rico Lewis got sent off, so he will be out for this game and probably the next 3 games as well. And Walker though, this guy needs to go. He has so many mistakes made recently. Like in that last game he kept, I believe it was one of the players onside, which caused them to concede a goal. Now on to Man United. This season has been a bit of a rough one for them, but they have got Ruben Amorim in a few games ago now. It will take them some time to see what fits the squad well tactically as well, so Man United fans, give them a bit of time. And last game they played Forest and they lost 3-2. I think Højlund is going to be kind of like a Gyökeres type player or Amorim, so I'm excited to see how he develops under Ruben Amorim. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Man City. Moving on to Southampton versus Tottenham. Now this game should go Tottenham's way, to be fair. Let's get started with Southampton though. It has been a big struggle for them this season. They are sat dead last in 20th in the league. Last game they played Villa, they put up a bit of a fight and they did end up losing 1-0 though, and I could sense the manager being close to a sack, especially if they keep on losing. Onto Tottenham, they have been doing not the best. Form has not been too good as well recently. They were actually 2-0 up and they ended up losing 4-3 to Chelsea. Unbelievable. And Bissouma and Sarr slide tackling in very unnecessary situations and positions as well. Some fans also want Angie out already after that game, and I think they gotta stick with him. In my opinion, he has a good style of football that he wants to play. I just think he needs to bring a bit more players in to the team. Now my prediction is going to be a 3-0 win for Tottenham. Moving on to Chelsea versus Brentford. This is going to be a underrated matchup. Let's get started with Chelsea. They have been quite good this season actually, because Maresca has changed the whole dynamic around. They are actually 2nd in the league, and in my opinion they are in the title race. Last game they beat Spurs 4-3. Managed to come back from 2-0 down as well. Palmer bagging 2 penalties, very good placed ones by the way, and this team is looking very good though. Just defensively I think they need to improve a little bit. Now on to Brentford, one of the most underrated teams this season. They're doing quite well, 9th right now in the Premier League, and that is very solid considering they're like around 17th or something like that last season. And Mpuemo, Wissa and Shad have been phenomenal. Now Thomas Frank has brought this team right back up into the top half of the table, and they will give Chelsea a battle as well, I think. And in my opinion, this game's gonna end 3-2 to Chelsea. Now on to the last game, Bournemouth versus West Ham. There's gonna be another underrated one. Let's get started with Bournemouth. They've really impressed me this season, playing some very good football. Seems like Iraola has found a way that really works for the team, and it's just getting results as well. Semenyo has been very good for them as well, and this club has now beat City, Arsenal and Tottenham this season. Pretty crazy, very impressive, and they sit in 8th place right now. Onto West Ham, they're doing not too good this season, performing not too good as well. If we are speaking about overall form, Lopetegui, his job is at risk due to the recent results, although they did win 2-1 against Wolves, which bought him more time probably, but he needs to continue winning though, because if he manages to lose 1 or 2 more games, I think he's gonna go. But Bowen has been a very good player, both scoring goals, assisting, very good creative player as well. He helps out defensively as well. I think he is one of the best on the team as well, and this game I think is going to be a very good one. The prediction will be a 2-1 win for Bournemouth in my opinion. Now thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment down below all your predictions and I will check them out. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.